I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wrenches in my top drawer of my Snap-on box. Get ready to fix some cars. Get ready to fix. Let's go. Hey, what's up, guys? This is MJ100K, and today I want to talk about what is the best year Honda Accord that you can buy. It is the 2008 to 2012 8th generation Honda Accord. We all know inflation is killing us. Budgets are super tight, and the price of a new car is over approximately $40,000. But your boy MJ is going to come through with the pick that you can get for around 10 grand. If you're going to get this car, you definitely want to get the 4-cylinder instead of the 6-cylinder. The 6-cylinder is good too, but I notice a lot of people with 6 cylinders, they're driving around like they want to be in the Daytona 500, and that is not what this car is for. This car is to get you to and from where you need to go safely and reliably. I also like the 4-cylinder better because it has a timing chain instead of a timing belt. Now, the timing belt, as we all know, you have to get it replaced approximately every 100,000 miles, and that's just going to be an extra $800 or $900 that you have to spend. Another problem is if you get a used Honda Accord, you're not going to know when the timing belt was replaced. So if you do get a 6-cylinder, definitely go ahead and replace that as soon as you get it. But if you listen to me, you won't have to worry about that because you'll get the 4-cylinder and it's got a timing chain which doesn't need to be replaced unless it breaks. It's very unlikely that it's going to break as long as you change the oil when you're supposed to. Another thing about the V6 is it's an interference engine, so if that timing belt breaks, you're going to have major internal engine damage. So this car comes in automatic or manual. One thing about manuals is if you don't mind driving a manual transmission, that is the greatest theft deterrent system ever, because most of these young kids that are carjacking people and stealing cars do not know how to drive a manual transmission, and they are just going to walk right by you. So I have worked at Honda as a mechanic and at Toyota as an engineer. Now, people sometimes ask me, Mike, what's better, Honda or Toyota? And I will tell you the 100% truth. Toyota is a little bit better than Honda, and that is mostly because of the automatic transmissions. Some Hondas have problems with the automatic transmission. I notice, it seems to me, that most of the problems are in the V6s with the automatic transmissions. I think that naturally most Honda transmissions are better suited for low horsepower. 2.4 liter 4-cylinder engine gets 190 horsepower and has a gas mileage of 21 miles per gallon city and 30 on the highway. One of the things I like about this car is it is super easy to work on. If you look at the engine bay in this 4-cylinder, it is so roomy. If you can't fix this car, you probably should not be working on cars at all. Everything is super easy to get to in this engine bay. Also, the fuel pump is going to be right under the back seat, which means you don't need to drop the tank if you ever need to replace the fuel pump. But it's been my experience that these fuel pumps can last a long time, so you probably won't need to worry about that for a while. Another thing that I like about this Honda Accord, and really, I think that this Honda Accord is one of the few times that the Accord was actually better than the Toyota Camry. The reason why I think it beats it just a little bit is because it is so roomy. If you've ever sat inside one of these generation Honda Accords, you'll know what I'm talking about. In the front, there's a bunch of room, and in the rear, there's a lot of room. So even adults could sit in the rear very comfortably. This generation is good because it's bigger than the generation before it, and it's also bigger than the generation after it. I mean, even the trunk is roomy. If you open up the trunk on one of these and see how much space is in there, it's ridiculous. So that's why I think this generation is the best Honda Accord they ever made. Another reason why I think that is the generation after this, they went to direct injection, and some of the engines have turbos. They have a different engine in those vehicles, and it's still good, but to me, the increase in miles per gallon that they got from switching to direct injection and turbo was not worth the problems that come with it. Some of the next generation Accords, they had some problems with oil dilution. Direct injection in general, you're going to have to pay more attention to the valves. They get carboned up sometimes, so you have to service that. It's just a little bit more of a headache to me. To me, the 2.4 liter engine, naturally aspirated, was when Accord just got it perfect. They got it 100% right. And for this year range, I would take the Accord over the Camry. Now, after this generation, I would go back to getting the Camry over the Accord. And of course, before this generation, which is when which is where mine is, the 2004 Toyota Camry, which is one of the best cars ever made. But in my opinion, the 2008 to 2012 Honda Accord is also one of the best cars ever made. I'm telling you, if you look it up on cargurus.com, do a nationwide search, and then change the results to highest mileage first, you're going to see several Honda Accords over 300,000 miles. I think I saw one with over 340,000 miles. I mean, that is just a testament to how great these cars really are. For about $10,000 or $12,000, you could get one of these cars probably around 140,000 miles, and you're going to have lots and lots and lots of life left in this vehicle. Just take care of it, change the oil, change the transmission fluid every 50,000 miles, and the brake fluid and power steering fluid as well. And you are going to be sailing up to 300,000 miles with very, very few problems. And that way you can save some of your money and not have to make $700-800 a month car payments. If you got any questions, please hit me up in the comments. Thank you for tuning in and have a good one.